Hey Stags fans, welcome back to another edition of From the Director's Chair. JJ Duke, AD Paul Schlickman here with you. It's a lovely fall afternoon on the day of recording, so we decided to take it back outside here. We are at the top of Lessing Field press box as the soccer season is going right along smoothly. Let's look back at the start of the season thus far through a number of the teams. The real story is field hockey. They're off to a tremendous start, a program best 8-1 coming into MAC play, and they're making a lot of noise.
Great run, great start against some quality opponents. Half on the road, half at home. Really pleased with their start. They seem to have a good dynamic, good team culture, some pretty good senior leadership, and they're off to a great start. It's fun to see. Really happy for them.
They're looking obviously to get back into the MAC picture and potentially even host the conference tournament coming up in November. And since we're here at soccer, men's and women's soccer are off to a good start, both right around that 500 mark, and they're trying to get themselves going well as the conference play begins.
All right, great start for the women, and I think they're learning how to win. I think they're a work in progress. I think great progress early on under Coach Barrett and his staff, and I think they're learning how to progress and get the most out of who they are right now. So they're fun to see, and they're a good start. Men off, a couple of great early wins, in particular the win down at UNC Wilmington over a nationally ranked opponent. I think they're showing signs of being very good. Again, playing a lot of young guys, work in progress, coming up on league play. I think it'll continue to progress and translate well.
Of course, obviously, it was a memorable season last year with men's soccer hosting the semifinals and the finals of the conference tournament right at this facility, and it was a raucous crowd, and obviously Coach Reese is hoping that he's going to get the same support coming up as conference play goes throughout. And as well, we've been seeing it in volleyball over at Alumni. The team is off to yet another good start. Recently a strong victory against Iona, and Coach Kress, while he's got a lot of pieces still to maneuver to figure out that right roster and rotation, things are going well over there.
Yeah, I'm proud of them. I think they've righted their ship a little bit after some early challenges with some injuries to some key players. 4-0 in the league, and I think showing that they have signs of being the premier team in the league, and they still have a lot of work to do, but I'm proud of how they've responded and trying to figure out who they are after losing arguably two of their best players in their history. So they're on the right track.
There's other sports that are also competing as well that go throughout the season. Golf is off to a good start. Women's tennis, local regional rivalry against Sacred Heart, a victory there, and women's cross country also getting some good early season results. Yeah,
everything kind of collides in the fall, as you know, and it's our busiest time of the year, and then there's spring sports doing their non-traditional season, but the golf's is showing some good signs of being very competitive, particularly on the individual side, and fall's a good proving ground for both them on the men and the women's side. In cross country, I think showing some improvement. Coach Scrivens in year 2, I think having developed some of the upperclassmen and getting some young faces in there, so they're off to good shots, showing some good times individually as well.
Of course, as always, stay up to date, fairfieldstags.com for all the schedules coming forward, news, notes, and updates. And as we get closer and closer to conference tournament play, we'll have you as many updates as we can. And now stepping off the field of play and off the courts, but a big announcement for Fairfield Athletics, a big partnership with the fueling station, Whole Foods getting involved. And that's something that's really important for the community is Fairfield, not just staying within the boundaries of the campus, but going out and getting involved with some very good businesses.
I think it's a great partnership for us, given their proximity right here in Fairfield, but also given, I think, the brand that Whole Foods has in terms of, if you read their mission, their values, their culture, they're about a commitment to excellence just the way we are in kind of how they approach their business. They obviously want to sell good products, but they want to try and help people get better. So that's kind of their mantra, and that's ours too. And so I think it's a great partnership on a lot of fronts, and really thankful to them for engaging with us, and it's a great way to continue to progress that fueling station, continue to provide our athletes with the best resources we can to help them achieve their wellness and their nutrition goals.
And some of those parts of the partnership that will be coming together is there's going to be a nutritionist involved. There's going to be different opportunities and options for student athletes to sample inside the fueling station. What are some of the other key points from that?
Well, I just think in terms of the variety of options that we have there. Last year we kind of started off slow in terms of keeping things a little simple, testing the waters in terms of what we think would be of great value to the athletes and what they like, frankly. So now we're taking the next step in terms of how we stock it and supply apply it, seeing what they really take to in terms of what's going to benefit them on a regular basis. And so that's the biggest, I think, benefit for us, aside from the philosophical connection of the partnership, is the practical part as we continue to try and enhance what we're doing in the fueling station.
I'm sure the student athletes are looking very much forward to that partnership as it continues to grow. And also staying with the community, Fairfield University as a whole experienced a very, very nice day in New York City just recently, where it was the night at Yankee Stadium where nearly 1,000 people within the community, that's students, faculty, people in the athletics administration, had a night to go out to Yankee Stadium. And also, in addition to that, there was visitations amongst a number of important landmarks in New York City.
Great day for Fairfield, great day to be a Stag. As you said, to have 1,000 people converging on Yankee Stadium, wearing their red, hanging out with Lucas in the concourse. Great opportunity to expose who we are and tell our story. And our externals team did an amazing job bouncing around New York City with Lucas during the day. And again, just getting out, telling the great story that we have about Fairfield University, and engaging our alums, getting them excited, and an already passionate alumni base, re-energizing them about everything that's going on in a positive way at Fairfield, which is a lot. So great night, great way to engage our alums and our donors and our fan base, and just a lot of fun.
Go Stags, baby!
And if you're wondering why we have Yankee hats on here, this combines two of my favorite things, Fairfield University and the New York Yankees. And I know, you have a little bit of on a personal level, this is tough for you to see this.
It's a little bit tough, but we have to kind of go with the moment here. Admittedly, and I don't know if I should say this on camera, but it was my first trip to the new Yankee Stadium. So I am very much a Boston, New England guy and a Red Sox fan. And so you probably won't see me wearing this Yankee hat, but I very much appreciate the co-branding and the opportunity that we have with it. So
you're putting a good smile on for the Charge, but I know you're secretly very happy about your Red Sox. And we're just going to move on from there because I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
Somewhat ironic that they clinched it on Yankee turf, but we'll move on from there. So
we'll forget about that part. All right, this moves on to our next segment here. As always, a fan favorite. It's an opportunity for you at home to ask questions for our Ask Paul. All you have to do is to go to fairfieldstags.com/askpaul. Love to hear your thoughts and possibly some suggestions that should be happening across Fairfield athletics. So we get to the first one here, and this is somebody that saw. With the new photos coming in with the new season, athletes are using this hashtag on social media, hashtag #WeAreStags. Where did this come about?
First of all, historically, traditionally, last year we had the same thing. We pick a theme for the year, and we brand it on a T-shirt, and we hand it out to our athletes and educate them on what that meaning is and everything that goes along with that. So it's an ongoing effort on our part as a department to create this sense of unity and this sense of spirit and pride amongst all our teams. And regardless of whether you are a member of the men's golf team or the lacrosse team or the basketball team, that you're still a Stag, and there's still some consistency to your experience and what it means to represent Fairfield as a student athlete here, and the type of experience that we want to provide for you, and how that can impact your experience here, and all the different nuances of it. So it's really, at its core, it's to create this sense of unity and this idea that we are one family as a group of Stags. So it's been very well received, and I think our athletes are excited about it. They always, of course, like to get the gear, but I think they're also buying into kind of the meaning behind it as well.
It's always good to see, again, bringing the community together, having everybody buy in, as even this early fall season, good crowds, good student athlete representation, supporting each other, and I think it's going to be a big goal to keep that going forward. And now to the second question that we have. Recently, there was a guest speaker that came to speak with Fairfield University Athletics, Dr. Derek Greenfield. The question is, there's been a number of guest speakers that come through in the past. What was the importance specifically of Dr. Greenfield that came in and spoke to the student athletes as well as the administration?
Sure. Again, from a perspective standpoint, it's part of an ongoing effort to try and provide different educational resources to athletes as part of a comprehensive student athlete development program that we're trying to implement. In terms of their holistic education and everything about their experience. And so I've been fortunate to see Dr. Greenfield speak on 3 or 4 occasions in the past at previous stops, and he is exceptional in his energy and his message. And this particular talk was focused on inclusion and the various aspects of that. So I think if we're going to espouse being one team and one family, and we are Stags. I think it was important to kind of bring this Derek and this topic and this speaker to our student athletes in sync with announcing that theme and trying to develop that theme. So this idea that we're accepting of all our differences, but we're also moving in the same direction in terms of our goals and our objectives and who we are and who we aspire to be.
And what was the impact from that night as a whole? Because it seemed like it was something very well accepted and something that everybody really bought into.
It's an amazing response, frankly. And so 2 days, 2 nights, he spoke to all the athletes in Alumni Hall, and I was fortunate to be there, but a very emotional night. I think he has a gift and a way of getting athletes to kind of open up to those topics and that forum and express themselves, which was incredible. And so I got some amazing feedback from our athletes directly on the positive impact that it had on them. And then we had a great 2-hour session the next day with our staff and similar feedback in similar ways. So I feel really good about the investment that we made in Derek for the right reasons, and hopefully that positive outlook and momentum can continue.
That's going to do it for this segment of Ask Paul. If you want to get in your future questions for an upcoming episode, make sure to send them in at fairfieldstags.com/askpaul. Now, before we finish out this segment, there's a couple of key notes coming up, a few important dates coming up in October. One of those being Red Sea Madness, recently announced it's going to be on October the 12th with featured guest artist DNCE. I know last year, big event. Got the crowd really into the basketball season also. T-Pain was a great artist as well. Expecting more of the same this year?
I'm really excited about the event coming up. It was a big hit last year, great turnout, really exciting way to kick off our basketball season or get people excited about that. And I don't profess to know a lot about the group, but I know our students like them, so that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. And also coming up as well the week following, it's going to be the weekend of October 19th through the 21st. It is the Alumni Weekend and Family Weekend here at Fairfield University. There's going to be a lot of things going on throughout the weekend. Notably, field hockey is going to be home to Monmouth that Friday. Men's soccer going to host Quinnipiac that Saturday night. Volleyball is going to be home the weekend. Men's tennis, men's and women's swimming and diving going to be at home in action. So make sure to stay tuned here at fairfieldstags.com. There's going to be a whole list of what is to come. That's going to do it for this episode of From the Director's Chair. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, go Stags.